Alright. I think I should be live. Alright, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am testing out a stream from a different location, and I don't know if the internet will be good or not, but there's Wo-Chien Raids that are now live in Scarlet and Violet. If we, I think they said it's 1,000,000 victories, then they're gonna release its shiny form as a mystery gift. Yo, what's up, Overrated? Long time no see. How you doing, friend? Let's see. Alright, there it is. I assume this is a pretty easy raid. It's only a 5-star from what I saw. This might not even be it. We'll see. I'm doing pretty well, thank you for asking. I saw you've been getting a lot of good shinies from your Dynamax adventures. Oh cool, this is it. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can even host these raids from where I'm at right now. I'll put the code in the chat. Let's see. I'll actually move this to be a little more accessible while I'm trying to type this. Yo, what's up, Alfie? Good to see you, man. Is the stream coming in okay? Can you hear me alright? Is there any weird feedback in the microphone? I figured I'd bring Torkoal just to set up Sun. I could always switch it up a little bit. I figured, like, maybe even some of the Bug Steel types could be good, but probably Fire Pokemon, right? It's probably not that hard to beat this. But I'll just keep hosting a couple for the evening, just kind of... If the stream goes well, I mean, I could probably start doing some more streams on the channel again. Because I pretty much have most of my setup where I'm at. I just don't have a mic stand, so I'm kind of just... My mic is just sitting on a box right now in front of me. I mean, honestly, I feel like you could probably solo this really easy, right? Let's see. Yeah, it's been so long. It said before I went live, I looked on the channel. It said it's been 4 months since I've live streamed here. Kind of crazy. Time flies. It's already almost the end of July. It's crazy to think. Hope everyone's been doing well. Here, real quick, for this one, since it's the first one, just kind of getting into things, I'm gonna just see, like... I'm just gonna let anyone join. If anyone wants to just type in the chat if you want to join, sure, but I'll just let anyone join this first one, just to see what people bring. Oh yeah, Ogrepon, the fire one's probably really good here, right? Yeah, it looks like maybe they were gonna bring Groudon for Sun. Probably Terrifier Groudon. Alright, let's go. Yeah, I think if you have the Fire Ogrepon, but the thing is, most of us probably have Ogrepon built for BGC. But it probably doesn't even matter. Let's see. This is a physical Torkoal that I have also. You used Annihilate to solo it, so it's pretty easy then, right? You just kind of like... Are you just Rage Fisting it to death? Am I in a weird spot? Here, maybe I should move myself a little bit. Let me move my camera. I mean, I think I usually put myself here, but maybe I'll like, maybe I'll make myself smaller or something. Just so you can see what moves I'm actually going for here. You're using Tera. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's a pretty great build. I mean, it's like the standard of Annihilate, but it's just one of those Pokemon that's really shown to be super viable. Alright, I'm not even paying attention. Let me pay attention to this a little bit. Okay. Going for the curse, baby. My physical Torkoal. It technically has the exact same stat as physical and special attack. Thanks for swinging by, also, by the way. Yeah, I think Scizor would be a pretty good option. That's a good idea. I'm just gonna go for Heat Crashes. Try to get to my Tera. Yeah, but ideally we want to be doing these multiple times to try to get to that goal faster. I'm actually really pumped they're going to be giving out the Ruined Shinies. I mean, it's cool. It's pretty easy to do this type of stuff with people. Even, like, as you saw, I've rated solos it pretty easily with Annihilate. Yeah, I don't think you really need to build anything. Like, it could be fun to build something. Like, this person brought in Reshiram because I think they saw I had Torkoal, and they're like, oh, we don't need Sun set up. But yeah, I just feel like bringing a Fire type in the Sun is like, you just button mash at that point. Yeah, I mean, I don't even really have the Tera. But I think I'm going to. I think I actually could have last turn, but I was like blocking. I'm like watching from. There we go. Yeah. Okay, it's over. That was the waste. But at least we get to look at everyone disappear. Classic. You know what? I don't have a Switch 2. Is this resolved on the Switch 2? This weird like glitch in Tera raids where everyone disappears while you're terroring at times. Wait, does Torkoal get the kill here? Sounds good, Overraid. There we go. Easy peasy. That was my first one. Do I get to catch this? Even if it's like not a shiny? Or is it just the fight? No. I guess it is just a fight. But I mean, it's whatever. All I really care about is getting the shiny one. Down the line. I've missed a lot of the 7-star raids that have gone on over the past 4 months. Alright, let me reset real quick. It's been a minute since I've even done this. Wow. Alright, hold on, I have to... Wait, where is it? Isn't it down here? I think I just passed it. Yeah. Yeah, via Mr. Gift. But I was just wondering if it would allow us to catch a second normal one, which would be kind of cool. But there is some hope that in the... They didn't reveal too much yet about Pokemon Legends ZA, but they did kind of show that there are going to be ways to EV train your Pokemon by just moving a slider and changing its nature that way as well. So it does make me wonder if there's a way you could change IVs, but it also might just be localized for Pokemon ZA. I don't really know. Something I was thinking about when I watched the... I was gonna stream that actually, but I don't know. Just didn't end up doing it. I did watch it live. Oh yeah, excuse me. That's for the Coliseum game. Excuse me, my bad. I misspoke. You're right. I confused the two. Which is even better because that actually is probably going to become the VGC game. Like what the competition's played in. Yo, what's up, Sage? That is not good, bro. Alright, I'm going to put the code up for everyone. Are you serious? You dropped it in the toilet for real? I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Yeah, it's called or is that what it's called, Coliseum? Or Champions, excuse me, Pokemon Champions. That game looks like it's gonna be super freaking cool. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Sage, bro. Yeah, I think it's called Pokemon Champions. It's like sole focus on competitive. I bet you there's going to be a way to change IVs in that game. And I assume every single Pokemon will be allowed in that game as well. Is it an old phone? Did you try putting your phone in rice to try to dry it out? We might be the only ones here right now, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll just start it. Yeah, usually when a device falls in water, maybe if you can, I don't know if you want to rice, but it can work. It can help at least, but sometimes devices, if they get wet and you turn them on, it shorts them. So you want to try to dry it out before you turn it on situation. You see corrosion? Yeah, water can definitely mess up your phone. I had that actually happen to one of my phones when I used to stream Pokemon Go mobile streams a lot. There was one day, I think it was like Totodile Community Day, like the very first one. And I was just walking in the rain in Los Angeles, and my phone got very wet, and it corroded the charging port. So I couldn't even charge my phone anymore. But then I ended up buying it's kind of crazy, I bought this like a battery that charges by just like touching the back of the phone, and I used to carry that while that was plugged into an Anchor battery holding my phone. Like I used to like do these crazy things. Hey Tracy, welcome to stream. Imagine all the like radiation that's coming off of that, and I'm holding it in my hand like for hours on end. Just imagine my hand. It has superpowers now. Oh, I see what you're saying. It was... that's disgusting, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Alright, let me Tera. I mean... is it worth repairing? Alright, let's see. Yeah, I mean, Wo-Chien's not particularly strong. It just has good bulk. I mean, it's super easy, also. So, 5-star. Yeah, I mean, maybe it has affected my hand in some way, you never know. That was a while ago. Like, before the pandemic. Maybe a little bit into the pandemic. The phone's still working, but it just doesn't rotate? You mean like the orientation of the viewing experience? Yo, what's up, the Bims? Great to see you. Thanks for stopping by just for a second. I hope you have some good sleep tonight. Always a pleasure, bro. The Bims was around that time, back in the day. It was a while ago, it's crazy. It's crazy to think it's 2025. Yeah, it's a super easy raid. And it seems like the stream's holding up here. I don't know how long I'll stream tonight, I just wanted to test out a stream at least. But I think if it goes well, I'll try to do some more throughout these events. Try to help out, get the shiny. Plus, I mean, if you need resources still in the game, what a great time. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It would automatically rotate, like if you're watching YouTube or something. But now you have to kind of manually do it, maybe through like... Is it an Android? I mean, quite a weird... I can understand it's like on your mind. If it just happened today, that's... To avoid being punny about it, I mean, it's just a... It's a crappy situation. Too close to home though about that. Let me time skip here real quick. Yeah, that just sucks. Like, how does that happen? I mean, I guess it's not far from the realm of possibility. It's where a lot of phone consumption occurs. I mean, maybe you're having like a crazy session. I don't know. Some like news article popped up or shocking news just caught you off guard. Alright, let me head over here. This should be the Wo-Chien. Thanks for swinging by, ladies and gentlemen. If you are by chance watching on YouTube, please hit the like button, because it's helpful and I appreciate it. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if it makes you feel good, I would appreciate it at least. So, and it's been 4 months since I've live streamed here. What better way to keep me coming back? My goal is 2 likes. Let's go. That's all I need for validation here. I'm a man of affirmations. I see 1 like and I'll run a marathon. Alright, let's go. Here it is. Alright, I'll put the code up. If anyone would like to join, feel free. I'll type it in the chat as well. Let's see. You know, one time there was actually a raid I hosted. It was in Fernape. There's a clip of it actually on my YouTube somewhere. I went on my way to edit it and post it. It said boobies. I'm not even kidding. Like, legitimately, the link code was like 8088. Some people here might have actually been there, but it literally said boobies. Actually, I might have it as a screenshot on my Switch. Let me check real quick. Oops. Like, seriously, some of the craziest shit I've ever seen in this game. Oh wait, here it is. Oh no, it says my boob. Excuse me. Not boobies, but it said my boob. And I was like, what the... Like, how? Like, you'd think this is a fake picture, but there's actual footage of it occurring live. I wish I had a link to the direct clip, but it's in my shorts somewhere. It's crazy. I cannot believe it. I've never seen something like that happen in a Pokemon game. Yeah, that was just so weird. Like, you can't even name yourself Fairy, I think. Or name a Pokemon Fairy. But you can see that happen. I mean, I'm not offended by it personally. I mean, I'm like, yeah. You know, it like woke me up. Yeah, what's up? Oaksby has pants. Welcome. I'm not sure if I'm saying that. Yeah, I mean, it's just like such a bewildering moment. And the fact that it happened live on stream, you know, it's one thing to like happen and have the evidence, but it literally was just like, we were here and it was like, wow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a VOD of that stream also, actually on my channel. So yeah, if you're interested, you could probably just look at that. It was during the Infernape raids. Yeah, that's awesome. What build? I mean, you can just show it off. Or are you already in the raid right now? I've just been mindlessly picking Torkoal. I mean... Alright, cool. Well, I'm excited to see what Pokemon you built. It's always cool when people think outside the box. Let's see. We've contributed... Is this the third one today? I mean, it seems like the stream is holding up. It's not really stuttering or lagging or anything, right? Like the audio isn't weird. Oh, you're gonna bring Vivillon. That's super cool. Doesn't Vivillon have Friend Guard? Is that why you're bringing it? Alright. I remember Vivillon had some very niche play in VGC. Very briefly. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like Vivillon. It's a very cool... I like that it's like... I like Pokemon like that kind of have a very specific usage, but on paper they look like they should just suck. Like Focus Sash Vivillon in VGC. It just seems so bad. But it has like a very interesting... I think it was like its speed tier in the meta that it was available in. It's just like a very... like... Maybe also with the terrestrialization, a lot of Pokemon kind of got a little more viable, I guess. You're using Compound Eyes? That's pretty cool. Quiver Dance. Quiver Dance is such a good move, though. Like, even Volcarona on paper should just be terrible. But even prior to this generation, where it could terrestrialize, Volcarona surprisingly had some, like, usage competitively. Maybe it's due to having Flame Body as well, but I think Quiver Dance is a big part of that. Because Bug Fire is, like, you're gonna get one shot by a rock move. I don't really have any team set up at the moment, but you can show me your team. I don't know if I'll do any battles today, because it's been 4 months since I've even done a live stream on my channel here. Or at least for my YouTube channel. I'm trying to just test out and see if my connection's doing pretty good here. Good job, everyone, by the way. But I'd be down to see your team. I mean, I do like battling people. I probably could throw a team together, but I don't think I'll be doing that particularly tonight. But I am open to maybe doing a stream sometime in the future. Especially when the new Pokemon calls... Is it Champions? Pokemon Champions? I feel like that's going to be such a cool game to stream because it will allow a lot of people who maybe like could understand VGC, but maybe it's like the team building aspect, like barrier. They didn't want to spend time doing that stuff. But it's a lot more accessible, it looks like already. Oh, here we go. Yeah, yo, what's up, Joel? Welcome to stream, homie. Shout out to Pogo Joel here. Here, let me look at your Pokepaste. Is this the current regulation, or is this just like a... Oh, this is like a pretty spicy team. What even is the current regulation? Is it the 2 legendary format? Like... It's been a minute since I've been paying attention. You have freaking Cloyd... Wait. You have freaking Cloth on this. That's crazy. What I'm trying to see, like... This is an older regulation. That's what I was thinking, because I could see this in like a more... Yeah, something like where legendaries are banned. Those are the best formats, in my opinion. Like, the earlier formats in Scarlet and Violet were peak. Like, when Murkrow was meta. I mean, honestly, it's kind of annoying, like Murkrow Golden Co, but... For a little bit, it's kind of cool. It's like I didn't mind seeing Murkrow everywhere. So yeah, it's the 2 legendary format. I usually don't like that one the most, but it can still be kind of like versatile with like the way things are and the like gimmick of this generation. Yeah, I was actually at the first regional. I think it was San Diego. It was at, or was that where was that? I'm trying to remember. I think so. Like regulation, I think it was A at the time. It was called. It wasn't by numbers. Or no, it was by numbers. Regulation Series 1. It wasn't letters like it is now. I can't remember. But I remember going to it because it wasn't that far from me. And there was so much hype behind this new game and the idea of like a terrestrialization meta. But yeah, just being able to have Prankster Tailwind in a meta where Tailwind, you like give Tailwind to like Golden Go and you just make it rain, and it like pretty much sweeps teams. It's pretty good. And then you can also use Haze to remove the debuffs from Make It Rain, so you can just keep making it rain. Oh no. Hopefully, there's still room for one more person. Sorry, Haley. Scrafty, Regulation H. Yeah, Scrafty's kind of interesting. Yeah, for real. Murkrow, it wasn't even really like OP also, which is kind of what's cool about it. I mean, obviously Prankster has its downsides, but like you can't target dark types, for example. But yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. I actually went on my way to catch a shiny Murkrow in this game for that very reason. I did see that Scraggy actually was like getting some play. That's so cool. When people bring Evilite Pokemon and they actually end up being extremely viable on the team, because you wouldn't really think, oh, this little Scraggy's gonna be able to take a hit, but I imagine, without even looking at it, I know Scrafty has a pretty decent natural bulk. It just has like its typing is so weak to Fairy type, it gets completely obliterated by a Fairy type. But of course you can Terra Poison in this generation, which I think a lot of people, you probably would do. I don't even know what the Scraggy build was, if I'm being honest. I just remember hearing about it, but I never actually looked into it beyond that. But that is super cool. Like... So you think that they're gonna make a Mega Scrafty? Oh, so there was leaks that described what Mega Dragonite was gonna be, and it was accurate. Yeah, I'll be hosting at least for another half hour or so. I feel like I'm not really sure, but we could try again. I have not been paying attention at all to any potential leaks for ZA, but that's kind of cool to think that there might be some accurate depictions of. Yo, what's up, Ada? Great to see you. At first, I'll admit, I was like, the Mega Dragonite, I didn't really care much for, but I feel like it's probably more than likely the most underwhelming Mega of all of the ones that are going to be revealed. And it's not necessarily, it's like when you really think they're trying to tie it into Dragonair more, I guess it makes sense. And I have a good feeling that the shiny of it is going to get rid of that putrid green, because Mega Evolutions tend to have this history of absolving bad shinies. Gengar, for example, shiny's unnoticeable, virtually, unless you see the shiny, like, animation. But the Mega version turns into this white, like, cool-ass Gengar. You know what I mean? Like, it looks sick as hell. So I have a feeling... I mean, I guess Mega Garchomp... I guess Mega Garchomp changes a little bit, if I remember correctly. Is it more like pink? I don't even... Actually, I don't know if it changes much. It might be the same. Wait, there's gonna be a Mega Starmie? What are the potential leaks? You're playing Stranded Deep at the hub? That sounds fun. I hope you're both enjoying yourselves. So, wait. I mean, I don't really care if you tell me, because at this point, it's just speculation. But I don't mind, like, even if they are legit leaks. Because I pretty much... Pokemon's always been like that, right? Is it Riddler Q that's leaking information? Yeah, I think it does change a little bit, Mega Garchomp. Because Garchomp Shiny's not that much different either. I mean, it's like slightly different, but it's like, it is barely noticeable. Gibble, though, that one looks a lot different. Yeah, exactly, overrated. Yeah, I think it does change like a pinkish color. Yo, what's up, Chimchar? Great to see you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, I bet you any money this Dragonite Mega is gonna be either... It's probably gonna be pink, just like Dragonair and Dratini. That would be super cool. I think that would make it so much cooler, just for that alone. Because, I mean... It's... I mean, again, the ability of it probably could be super... I don't know. I assume abilities are going to be a part of this game, but at the same time, I don't know if they are, actually. Because I don't think abilities... Were abilities in Legends? Arceus? I don't think they were. So, I don't know, actually. Maybe... Because Megas typically get some sort of different ability. Like, Blaziken gets Speed Boost, for example, which is, like, pretty insane. Making Blaziken... potentially an option that you would want to use, because you could just protect a turn, speed boost, and then the next turn you're faster than your opponent, and then you like Brave Bird them or something. I mean, you probably wouldn't Brave Bird. I mean, you could Brave Bird. I feel like it gets Brave Bird. I feel like that was like one of the moves you would run on it. I don't remember. It's been a while. Like you could. The thing is, like Stone Edge, I think is a move it can learn, but it has like I think it's 80% accurate, which is a nightmare in competitive Pokemon. Baton Pass. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like the Mega Gengar shiny makes up for how bad its initial shiny is. I'm not too bothered by Dragonite. I'm not actually like a big Dragonite fan in general. I don't hate it or anything, but I don't have much say or weight in the discussion about it. I just kind of looked at the Mega and I was like, okay, that's... I feel like not very like it's kind of, well, again, Mega King is gone. The baby just jumps out of the pocket, so it's still higher. It's at a higher standard than that, at least. So literally, like that's all Kangaskhan does when it megas. It's like it just becomes a better, like a parent or something. Like I don't know. Maybe like CPS should be called on Kangaskhan because it's putting its kid in battle like that. Like legitimately was OP back in the day in X and Y. I did actually do a couple VGC regionals back during that era of Pokemon. I think it was like around PA, like Pittsburgh, Penn State. Like I traveled a little bit. I think I went to Penn State for a tournament. And Mega Kangaskhan, because you could use Power Up Punch. So it's essentially like, so what Mega Kangaskhan, if you don't know, in VG or in competitive Pokemon, what it would do, or just in the game in general, actually, all it does is allow you to hit twice, and the second attack does half the damage of your first attack because it's supposed to be the baby attacking as well. And Kangaskhan can get Scrappy, which is a move that allows normal type moves to actually hit ghost types. So it was like pretty much you could use fighting moves, or no, I think it was all moves actually could hit ghost types. Maybe I don't think maybe it's normal. I can't remember. But the idea would be you could just Power Punch, and you're essentially getting +2 attack as well, because you get the stat boost from each attack. It was just insane. It was so broke. And then Smeargle at that time as well was kind of unregulated. Like that generation is actually why Smeargle probably didn't show up in a Pokemon mainline game for such a long time, until this game actually. I'm sorry, Haley. Was it not letting you connect? I didn't really play much of Sun and Moon, if I'm being honest. Sun and Moon is the one generation of Pokemon I never actually finished through the storyline, believe it or not. That was when I was moving to California originally, like 2015-16 I think it came out, around that time. And I was like just trying to... I didn't really have much time to play Pokemon when I was trying to pay my rent and survive. Find a job, find a place to live. It's pretty crazy, those are early days. I remember when I first moved out to Los Angeles, I was staying at a friend's house. It was like 4 of us in this little studio apartment. And you think like you can make it work, but the reality is people just start resenting each other. Like for your little flaws that you don't want someone breathing down your neck about. Not pulling your weight. Kind of just being there all the time, for example. Not having much privacy. It was very short-lived, but yeah. Thanks again for swinging by, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate you stopping by the stream and hanging out a little bit. It seems like the connection's going pretty good, so maybe it's the time of day here. I don't know. Feels good. Alright. Oh yeah, also, just like on a side note, I released a new album. I've been putting out solo, like, I've been working on some music and releasing it as a solo artist. I started around like April last year, and I put out one album around September of 2024, but I just released a second album early June. But it's been so long since I've been live. It's called What Do You Want From Me by Rob Sassy. It's on pretty much YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, pretty much anywhere you would listen to music, Amazon Music. You can find my album. It's pretty sick if you like ska, punk, reggae, dub kind of music. I get kind of experimental on some of it as well. Yeah, I'm really proud about it. I've been actually hanging out in Pittsburgh majority of this summer. That's where I'm at right now. I'm on the East Coast. Oh, yeah, I remember that time with the Skull Valley on. That was super epic. Do you think we could do it for this? Or maybe Wo-Chien's probably way too bulky. But maybe Skull Valley on could be a cool pick for this raid. I mean, it's a fire grass type. So you're gonna resist these attacks pretty nicely. Alright. Hey, Clone Commander, welcome. Yo, I like the Clone Wars. That made me have a lot more respect for the prequels when I watched the Clone Wars. Like the cartoon. It's kind of crazy, actually, how that show humanizes the clones. Because obviously in the prequels, the clones almost come off... It's very similar as, like, the droids. Like, you don't really care when the battle droids are getting slashed down. But in the cartoon... Oh, yeah, what's up, Madman Ultimate? I don't actually have a green screen, it's just the zoom background. That's why it's like not the perfect type of like keying. Like it's kind of a, it's just like a way you can set up your zoom. Dude, it's good to see you, man. It's been forever. Dude, yeah, I like how in the Clone Wars, the cartoon, I mean, obviously it's not all perfect and, you know, you'd think it's for kids, but it's actually kind of actually like adds on to Star Wars in a meaningful way at times. That's why I overall like really enjoyed it. But yeah, what I was trying to say about the clones, they're just personalized and personable in the portrayal of them. Like Gregor, Cody, you know what I mean? Like these characters even that were like kind of even in the film, but you don't actually see them like that. You're just like, oh yeah, you're a clone of Jango Fett. Like Captain Rex is a cool character. You know, I remember I was watching like Rebels or something. Like, I don't want to spoil anything if anyone's interested in watching these things, but Commander Fox. I mean, I don't dislike him, but like, I feel like, doesn't he get like betrayed in the show? I'm trying to remember, it's been a while. Like, I feel like he comes off as someone who you're like, he did the right thing, but then he gets like, it like backfires on him. I feel like, isn't that what happens with his character? And then he like disappears, or like they take him and like do something with him, like they're like interrogating him, like the Empire. I don't remember. I feel like that's what happens with that character. But it's been so long. Maybe it's a different character that happens too. You know what the coolest Disney show that's like, I'm not like a huge fan of a lot of the Disney Star Wars if I'm being honest, but the Andor series that they just finished the second season of, that is seriously some of the best Star Wars I've ever seen in my life. I feel like it's almost up there with Empire Strikes Back, like the original trilogy. I was blown away by that show. I didn't even think Disney could make something like that actually was like compelling and kind of had like a lot of layers of nuance. Didn't try to like throw punches or pull punches, excuse me. Respected the audience's intelligence. I like that it wasn't even fan servicey. Like there's a lot of things in the show that make reference. I mean, like Mon Mothma's in the show, who's like one of the commanders of the rebellion in A New Hope. It's just really cool. Such a cool, like, really gritty show, but like, it shows a really interesting nuance between good and evil, or how there really isn't good and evil, if that makes sense, or how there's good and evil within every action of a life, like a revolution, for example. What it takes to be a revolutionary, it's not just all fun and games. People sacrifice their lives for something that they'll never actually live to see the day of, but they're doing it for the sake of a better time for other people. And even like the idea of like factions in the rebellion who are more like akin to like terroristic groups who they are also fighting the Empire, but in the means of how they're actually doing it, it's actually collateral damage, and there's citizens who are, you know, byproduct of these like excursions as well. So it ends up causing civilians to almost like hate the rebellion because they see these like terroristic groups who, it's not that they're terroristic in the sense that like they're self-serving. Like they all kind of fight under the same guise, but they're not really unified in a cause, if that makes sense. Admiral Akbar. He's definitely the classic. I never didn't they have him in the. I don't really even remember the sequels that much. I feel like I glazed through them. I felt like it was a fever dream. Like I was watching the same movie again. For Force Awakens. Like it was probably the better of the three. I mean, Kylo Ren's kind of a cool character. I don't dislike everything about the sequels, but I personally wish they just weren't made. Or at least made with a little bit more cohesion. I know what you mean. It's cool. Like, I mean, I'm a fan of Star Wars. I usually try to give everything a chance. I mean, I watched The Acolyte, for example. You know? That's how dedicated I am. Like, I watched that entire series, gave it my full attention. It is straight up. I understand why it got canceled. Yeah. It's like Kylo could have been cooler. You know? It could have been more interesting. And also, like, Finn's character, they kind of, like, built him up like he was going to be a Jedi, and then they just made him some weird, like, side character. That, like... I don't know, I feel like that in itself, like, a lot of missed opportunities. Sure, you could quiz me, why not? I don't mind. He'll go from easy to hard. Oh my gosh. I'm shaking in my boots over here. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's see what's going on with these questions. Who is Darth Vader? Anakin Skywalker. I guess that's what you're asking. Or maybe you could say the Chosen One. Oh my gosh, the South Park comeback. I didn't see all of it yet. I've seen clips of it. It looks pretty funny. I need to watch that. Man, South Park is nuts, yo. Really just out here making episodes that are super, like literally just happened. It's like funny to think most shows, when they're coming into a new season that's being released, it's already pretty much done. But the way South Park pipeline works, they make it in a week, from what I understand. They start out at the beginning of the week, like doing like pitches and storyboard ideas, tossing around just like gags and all that. And within a week, they can produce a full episode of South Park. That's why South Park is always cutting edge on like a current event or whatever. It's pretty insane. How were the Death Star plans stolen? They were stolen from it was Cassian and that girl. It was like the Stardust or whatever, like I can't remember the name of the guy. The guy who made the weakness in the Death Star, his daughter. It's in Rogue One. I can't remember her name for some reason. That's the thing though. Like Rogue One, I feel like the main character is like, I cannot even remember what her name is. But I think it was like Project Stardust was like the operation. I don't remember though. Like, that was like the code name that the rebels had for the Death Star, I think. Jin Urso. That's right, that's right. Jin, that's her name. Yeah, that's it. The destruction of which planet got the rebellion to rise to power? I think it was Yavin. I mean, I don't think you're talking about Alderaan from New Hope. I think Yavin, maybe? I feel like because they referenced the battle before Yavin, but I don't really know, actually. Okay, cool. Yeah, because they reference it as like a point in time that shifted in the Star Wars universe. So I just assumed Yavin is like the turning point. See, you're quizzing me in the era of when Andor took place too, honestly. Like, that era of Star Wars is probably the most interesting, aside like post like Return of the Jedi, what they could have done with Luke Skywalker, for example, but they kind of didn't. Here, let me get another raid up here. Like, Luke Skywalker was supposed to be like, I mean, I'm not even like a huge Luke fan. Like, I've always been a fan of villains and shows. Like, I like Boba Fett, and like, he was like my favorite Star Wars character when I was a kid growing up. I was a huge fan of pretty much any bounty hunter that showed up in The Empire Strikes Back briefly on that scene when Darth Vader is kind of walking through all of them, like IG-88, Bossick, Dengar, some of the other like robot cyborg ones that have like weird names. Like, I used to like obsess over those characters. I just thought like the way they were presented was so mysterious and interesting. They just looked like, I want to know more, like, why is this, what is this thing, you know? They actually make some really funny references to IG-88 in the Mandalorian show. Because there's actually technically, like, multiples of that model. It's like it's an assassin droid that was meant to exterminate all humanity. Oh wait, hold on, there's something you're talking about. Let me see what your question is. There were 3 Sith in the Old Republic who were really powerful together: Darth, Traya, Darth Nibus, and is it Darth Revan? Is that who you're talking about? Alright. Is it Plagueis? Is this like Plagueis era? Alright, here's the next raid if anyone would like to join. We have to do 1 million of these, okay? Do you ever wonder if they just lie about these things? Darth Silent, I actually do not know this. That's pretty interesting. Was that in any of the video games, or is it comic related? You know, whenever they do like Pokemon Go events where it's like a global challenge, like we need to reach 1,000 or like 100,000 raids completed, I always wonder if they just lie. You know, like if they're just looking at it behind the scenes, like I'm sure they get a lot of profit off those events, but do you actually think they reach the numbers normally, or are they skewed just to like, if they don't happen by a certain time, like a threshold, just by default the reward is released and it's like, everybody did it! You're all so special. I don't know, I'm just curious. Like, I'm not mad about it if they're lying, because honestly, like, who got time for that? But it's kind of cool to think like, you know, the world around me is just a lie. You got back into TCG Pocket. Oh, that's cool. I've been playing pretty consistently free to play that game. Gets my dopamine off. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, is that regardless, they'll release it. But yeah, you're probably right. They probably do reach the numbers. I mean, it's like compounding numbers, realistically. I mean, even if I only do 3 in total during this entire event, there's so many people that are, you know, I feel like if everyone just did it even once, maybe that'd be enough, potentially. I don't even know what the total amount of Pokemon players there are. There's probably way more than 1 million Pokemon fans, right? In the world. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy because there's this whole thing actually. I'm super chronically online, even though I haven't been like streaming. Some of you might know about the Stop Killing Games movement that's been going on for a while now, but the whole idea of it is trying to have a system in place where games can't, you know, revoke your privilege to a game that you own or bought. In theory, like, I mean, it's kind of a gray area with like things are licensed to you, but the idea is like trying to like change how this like practice is done in general. So, say like Pokemon TCG Pocket. It's a game that I assume at some point won't be online anymore. And as of right now, the only way you can play the game is by connecting to the internet. So the idea of this movement is, I assume, you know, a part of it at least, is to try to like, if I spend money in a game like that, have a way that the game still functions offline, where I can just look at my digital cards forever. But there was like this one streamer named, or content creator, his name's Pirate Software, and I don't know, it's just like kind of, it's just like hilarious watching it all personally, as someone who was kind of witnessing his popularity rise when he started posting stuff in short form content on YouTube. I remember seeing his stuff in my feed where it's like, you can do it, you can make video games, you just pull up MS Paint and blah blah blah. You know, it's pretty wholesome, honestly, some of it. But apparently this dude like cannot take accountability in any sense. And I guess he was like against the Stop Killing Games movement, and it like, in some Streisand effect weird way, it like rallied even more people to sign this petition because everyone was so annoyed, or like, I guess just kind of like blown away by this guy's like ego. The last time I streamed was like 4 months ago here, like Ultimate, bro. I haven't been making much content or streaming for the past couple months. There's a lot of like personal life stuff going on. This stream that you're at right now is actually the first one in 4 months that I've done on this channel, on YouTube at least. I was just trying to test and see how things are. It looks like it's going alright. Hey Brew, great to see you, homie. Hope everything's going well with the art and shit as well. Are you still out in New York? Thanks, man. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel chronically online. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne passed away earlier this week. The Hulk actually just passed away as well. It's been crazy. Yeah, I understand, man. I can understand. I think you said you were like working out at a shop. Yeah, I know what you mean. A lot of things that we had access to are just gone these days, I feel like. Yeah, it's definitely been a bad week for a lot of people, for sure. I mean, every week's like that, realistically, but you know, sometimes like when you see a celebrity that's been a part of your life, or if you're a big fan of any of these, you know, like if you're a wrestling, I mean, Hulk Hogan actually has like pretty controversial. I'm not someone that's like out here trying to cancel anyone. I personally do not care. Like, it's not my business like that. But he had like a public life. Like, I think there was like a situation that happened years ago where he like was like cucking some dude's wife. Like, it was like I think it was consensual, but it was just kind of like came to public eye, because you know how tabloids and media works. I mean, it's definitely a story that you hear and you're like, oh, okay, that's not normal, I guess. But you know, it might actually be completely normal. Maybe your neighbor and you don't know what's happening at night. Yeah, exactly. I think in general, people try to hold, like nowadays people try to hold everyone to this purity standard of like, if you have done one thing wrong, you're out of here. But that's just not how life actually is. Or like they like I mean, some things I can understand, like separate, like you can't really separate the art from the art for some situations. But I think like some, like, I just feel like no one's perfect realistically. But dude, that's awesome you got your studio set up and shit. But I can understand that can be stressful too. Trying to do like contract work, trying to always be searching for something, not knowing if what you're doing is gonna last or whatever. Shiny Slugmine is pretty cool. Yeah, man, are you still out in New York? I'm not trying to like dox it or anything, but isn't that where you were at? Yo, take care, Alfie. I hope you have a great night. I think I have your number still. I think you gave it to me when you were leaving that one time when I was with RC Cola. Damn, we might actually... I wasn't paying attention. I didn't realize we might actually lose this. Yeah, I remember you left LA. Because we went to... Didn't we get like ramen or something? You're going to Vienna tomorrow? Where, like Italy? Is that where you're talking about? Is that where that is? Yeah, honestly, even though it's summer, I'm actually in Pittsburgh right now on the East Coast, but my daughter starts kindergarten in August, so I'll be back in LA for a little bit. Oh my gosh, even though it's gonna be hot, I'm probably gonna get some ramen. The ramen's just hits down there because you got people from Japan actually like open up shop. Yeah, honestly, I don't even think I was the dad actually when I saw you last time, but I don't think I told you about it. She's actually 5 years old, believe it or not. It's kind of crazy. She is definitely a blessing for sure. She's just like me, it's nuts. She looks a lot like me, it's fun. And she has very similar mannerisms. It kind of trips me out, if I'm being honest. Like because it's not like I taught her any of that stuff, she just kind of does it. It's weird. Genetics are crazy, yo. But then I'm like, that means that maybe there was a predecessor to me who pretty much was like, you know what I mean? It's like, you're just like fractions of your parents in a way. Yeah. Yeah, actually, that one film I've been like, I got into music production. I've been focusing a lot more on music the past year. But I've been working on that Whiskey Child film pretty consistently. I've been drawing a lot more recently as well. I've been watching One Piece for the first time over the last like year and a half. I'm like, I think like 850 episodes in. It's honestly like, serious. I get why if you like anime, if you like shonen anime, if you like Dragon Ball Z, if you're into that like kind of like type of like anime, I guess One Piece is seriously like the best fucking anime I've ever watched, I swear. Like it's just so interesting. Like I've never watched something that could last as long as this thing has and think, how could it get better than this? Like I'm watching One Piece and I'm like 850 episodes into this show and it still feels like the show is starting in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but not in a bad way. It's like there's things that get revealed. I didn't actually watch much of the Netflix one. Dude, yeah, you should send me a link. I'd check it out for sure. Have a good night, Clone Commander, for sure. Take care, buddy. Yeah, One Piece is so cool, man. Like, Dragon Ball Z is super awesome. Like, I like Dragon Ball Z, but you know, they just kept putting stuff out too. Like, I don't dislike Super, or I don't really watch a lot of it, honestly. But it's like, I look at some of the stuff I see, it's like, there's Goku Blue and stuff. I'm like, there's just too many forms now in my mind. Like, it was like, so, like, Frieza Saga is so freaking awesome. I mean, just the original Dragon Ball is just a great series. But Frieza's awesome. Cell's my favorite, probably. And then, like, I don't know. Anything, like, really after that, I just don't really care much for. Like, Boo's alright, but like, One Piece, I feel like it's still ongoing, and it's so long, and I'm just like, I'm someone that I can't watch something if it's not good story. Like, I legitimately just cannot get into things if it doesn't have a good story, development. So, my point, I'm going to try to set up in this raid, by the way, instead of just spamming. I'll make sure I get my attack up so we can beat it. Sakamoto days. I actually got a subscription to Crunchyroll to finish watching One Piece, because they don't have it on Netflix for some reason. Like, it's missing a big part of the arc, the actual animated one. It's missing like 300 episodes. But, yeah, it's actually insane. Like, One Piece is seriously... It's been such a joy. I've been drawing all the, like, Straw Hats. Like, drawing a bunch of One Piece fan art recently. They do have it on Hulu, but they actually... As I was watching it, it started getting removed. I think its license for it went up. So, yeah, the whole series is not on Hulu anymore. But I mean, I got Crunchyroll, and honestly, there's like a bunch of different anime I've been wanting to watch. Like, there's one that came out recently called, or maybe it's not recently. I think it's Dan Dan Dan. It was called. One of my friends told me that I should watch it. I tend to like the more violent looking stuff. Like, I like watching animation that makes me feel something, even if it's disgust, because it blows my mind that a drawing can make me feel something at all, you know? So it's something to study and kind of like be intrigued by in general, you know? I think that's why as a kid I kind of gravitated towards anime, because I remember like I'm 37. When I grew up, anime was first being westernized through like Toonami and like Sci-Fi Channel, like weird like adult stuff like Blue Seed and like Gunsmith Cats. But yeah, like I remember watching something and it was like these two, like a guy and a girl like having sex, and you know, as a kid, you know, it's like, whoa, I shouldn't be watching this. And it's like a cartoon and you're like, what? This is crazy how this makes me feel as a kid watching this, you know? But then like, as like the guys and the girl are like getting more intimate, the guy like just grabbed the girl's boob, and her boob just turns into this giant like mouth, and like rips the dude's arm off and starts like eating the guy. And it's, I think maybe it was Blue Seed, or maybe it's called Parasite that was from. I feel like Blue Seed's a very similar premise as Parasite, like with parasites. I think it might have been, I don't remember what I was watching, but that image is forever ingrained in my brain as a, like 30 or like 25 years, 30 years later, I don't even know. It's kind of crazy. But it's just like insane, like some of that like metamorphic animation where it's like body horror kind of. A lot of like even like the manga stuff, like not even just animation in general, just like design wise, just like the premise, the themes. There's definitely some real weird shit too, like honestly. I'm not out here like, you know. Oh wait, I was gonna set up in this, my bad. Yeah, Vampire D Hunter, yeah. That's like a classic one. That's pretty interesting. I haven't seen the new Gundam. I didn't even know there was a new Gundam out. Yeah, I need to be going for a curse here. Did someone die? Like, the timer went down pretty fast here, I feel like. Maybe we can't do it with, just two. Let's see. I bet you it's on Crunchyroll too. Crunchyroll seems to have a lot. No problem, bro. I was actually thinking I might end the stream here too. I mainly wanted to just go for about an hour tonight, just to make sure it was stable. But I'll probably do more streams like this. Alright, man. Yeah, I hope, send me a link to your game that you were talking about. That'd be super dope. Have a great evening. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out later. Yeah, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I kind of was like a little distracted. I was just kind of focused on the conversations a little bit here on the tail end, which is, you know, I'm sorry if I was like messing up your raid a little bit here. It wasn't intentional. But I do appreciate you joining me for a little bit. This will probably be the last attempt for tonight. But it's good to know that the stream ran alright, and yeah, this was a lot of fun. I wasn't even expecting anyone to really show up. It was just so random. But it's cool having people pop in and out, old heads, and seeing a couple new people too. Just pretty chill. Alright, sorry about that. I mean, I know that you were in a good portion of these raids tonight, so I appreciate your help. And hopefully I didn't let you down there. I'll probably bring something better to use, a little stronger. Maybe something that still sets up Sun, or maybe I'll just bring something with Sunny Day. And then just have more of an offensive pressure, or presence, excuse me. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for swinging into the stream tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing. With that being said, the Sass Squad's getting stronger each and every day. You have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.